It was a look back at the events of the 13th of November 2015, and covering today's historic trial for us is our reporter Claire Paccalin. She's at the courthouse in central Paris. We can speak to her now. Claire, proceedings had got underway just over an hour ago now, and the sole surviving attacker from that night, Salah Abdeslam, has spoken in court. Tell us a bit about what he's been saying.
Yes, Nadia, what's interesting is that he has, up until now, almost said nothing at all to investigators. He's absolutely refused to cooperate. But in court, just a few moments ago, the leading judge going through the formalities, asking each defendant to stand up and confirm their identity, their date of birth, etc. He asked that of Salah Abdeslam first. Salah Abdeslam stood up, went to the microphone, and he said, "First, I would like to say that there is no deity other than Allah, and that Muhammad is his servant and his messenger." After that, the leading judge asked him if he would confirm the names of his parents. Salah Abdeslam replied, saying their names have no business here. So the leading judge just read them out because he has them on a piece of paper. He's just having to ask the defendants to confirm them. Finally, the judge also asked Salah Abdeslam what his profession was before he was arrested. 4 months after the November 13th attacks, he was arrested by police in the Molenbeek suburb in Brussels. Salah Abdeslam said to the leading judge at that point, "I gave up having any professions in order to become a fighter for the Islamic State." So while he's been refusing to cooperate and speak to investigators up until now, he has now spoken, and he's made himself very clear who he is.
Claire, that then the testimony from Abdeslam today, but there are 20 other defendants in this case. It's worth pointing out not all of them, though, like him, will be in the dock.
That's right. 6 will not be in the dock. They are either presumed dead or missing, perhaps in Iraq or Syria. 2 of the men who are in the dock, though, they are accused of having supposedly should have been in that group of attackers on November 13th, but for various different reasons, they were not there. 6 of the men are accused of having aided and helped Salah Abdeslam while he was on the run, and the remaining 5 are accused of helping to prepare the attack. So 20 defendants overall, but only 14 physically on trial today, and only 11 are currently behind bars. 3 are actually just in front of the glass booth where those 11 defendants are. Those 3 others are just in front because they're actually at the moment under judicial control, but they are not behind bars. They're not detained, which is why they're sitting just in front in the courtroom.
And Claire, today's trial is a hugely important moment, isn't it, for the victims and for their families, some of whom are attending the proceedings?
Absolutely. 1,800 victims. So these are survivors of the attacks or family members, people who lost loved ones in the attacks or saw their loved ones injured. They have filed, 1,800 of them have filed civil lawsuits. Now, they're not all here today. Some have told me, I've spoken to some, that they've decided to only come to the trial on days when it's particularly important or relevant to them. Some have chosen to speak in court. I spoke to a man called Georges Saline. His daughter Lola, 28 years old, she was killed at the Bataclan, and he told me that he was going to speak in court because he didn't want his daughter to be absent from the proceedings. He said that she was a victim of these attacks, and through him, he wanted her to be present as this trial takes place.
Claire Paccalin at the courthouse, thanks very much indeed for your reporting. We'll keep talking to Claire throughout the day as we're watching those proceedings for you.